I love the smell of my house after I clean it. Lately, I've been buying lavender scented products, and it's even better.
Okay, it smells good, but do you know exactly what are you inhaling?
Yes, the fragrance that is added to the product. So, what are synthetic fragrances? The FDA defines them as a combination of chemicals that are added to a product to give it a specific smell. Many products list this ingredient as a single ingredient. However, this ingredient can mean that it is a combination of 10 chemicals or maybe 100 chemicals. You will never know. Like we have seen in previous videos, even some of the ingredients that are listed can have serious health risks. Now imagine what the health risks are of these hidden ingredients. Let's go with Andrea, and she will tell us a bit more about fragrances.
If you look at the label of any product that you can find in your home, you will find this ingredient listed, fragrance. It can also appear as perfume, essential oil, or aroma. It is estimated that there are more than 3,000 chemicals used in the manufacture of fragrance. 3,000 chemicals that you will never know what they are because that mixture is a secret and is allowed to be a secret. That's the reason why they only appear as fragrance.
The fragrance industry is a very big business. It is forecasted that it will reach 7.42 billion by 2020. For decades, the self-care, the beauty, and the cleaning product industries have fought against any laws that would make them disclose what ingredients they are actually putting into their products. So the question comes, is there anyone regulating these chemicals or what they could do to your health?
If you are manufacturing a cleaning product, for example, you won't buy these chemicals and mix it yourself. You will buy the mixture from fragrance houses, companies that specialize in developing fragrance, and never you will know what the mixture in that fragrance is. As a manufacturer, you just ask for an aroma, and you will get just that. And this industry is entirely self-regulated, with no federal or state guidelines of any kind. This self-regulation is carried out by the International Fragrance Association, founded in 1973 in Geneva. IFRA develops its own voluntary safety guidelines, which all of its members, 90% of the fragrance suppliers, are expected to follow. Voluntary and expected, not required or demanded. IFRA scientists are supposed to evaluate the safety on fragrance ingredients. However, their studies have never been published, and the data obtained is only available to IFRA members.
The IFRA has a list of 3,059 chemicals that have been reported to them as been used as a fragrance compound. They also have a list of restricted materials and a list of recommended amounts to be used in a single product. But what are the health risks from these chemicals? In 2018, last year, the BCPP released a report about this very sneaky ingredients.
What the BCPP did was to purchase 40 cleaning products in dollar stores, big box retailer stores, and online retail that were in for industrial and domestic use. And the number of individual chemicals identified per product ranged from 46 to 229. That is a lot of chemicals to be listed as a single label ingredient. In total, they detected 124 chemicals associated with chronic health effects. And 99 of these 124 chemicals are listed on the IFRA list as currently being used in the fragrance industry. The products they tested had chemicals linked to cancer, asthma, reproductive toxicity, and endocrine disruption. In other studies, we can find links between fragrance chemicals and allergies, respiratory diseases, cancer, endocrine disruption, neurotoxicity, and environmental toxicity. The most vulnerable populations to these chemicals are children and adolescents, Girls, for example, are entering puberty earlier than generations ago. Pregnant women. These chemicals can affect fetal development, even when present at very low levels. In addition, fragrance can affect the development of other organ systems. Including the brain, lungs, and immune system. Workers like cleaners or housewives are also vulnerable. Compared to women in other professions, female janitors have an increased probability of having children with birth defects. Male janitors have an increased chance of having children born with Down syndrome.
So on this list read by the IFRA, we can find chemicals that have been found to be carcinogens by two programs. First, California's Proposition 65, and second, National Toxicology Program. And maybe you think, I'm safe because all the products that I buy have this label saying they're scentless. But listen to this. We know that almost nothing is inherently scentless. So if you combine a couple of ingredients, they will smell like the concoction you just created. In order to mask the smell and to be able to layer your own smell on this, often an ingredient that masks the smell is added. This ingredient is also very toxic. So the next time that you're out and about purchasing your cleaning products, think twice, read your labels, and look for better, healthier options.
That's right. You can look for companies make products that do not have these chemicals and use natural ingredients to achieve that smell. Or you can make your own cleaning products very easy. Make sure to follow Quest for Harmony on Instagram and find tips to have a toxin-free house. And stay tuned for our next video.